Dota 2 fans, and welcome to our second series of the day. We've got Vega Squadron versus Team Empire. Winner goes on to face Navi, who just took a heartbreaking 97-plus minute loss to Team Spirit, but still alive in the tournament. Team Spirit will await the victor of the subsequent match to this one in the grand final. These teams vying for a spot in that lower bracket final, if you will. MRP, Potom here to bring you the action. Potom, your brain still work? Or how's that going for you?
Yeah, brain still works. I'm not dried up anymore. We can cut down on the memes and the weird theory crafting and go back to proper casting, I would say.
Yes, absolutely.
Looking at the draft, we should have a pretty decent game before us. All the annoying heroes ban 8, Dark Ruler on the side of Vega Squadron, Gyrocopter ban 8 as well, and the Razor, and Empire jumped 8 with the Tiny and the Rubik.
How are you gonna do Rubik like that, man? Can't call Rubik annoying.
Also the Treant ban. You're laughing, but that is like the go-to ban against Vega Squadron. They love their Treant.
No, I was laughing because you called Rubik annoying inadvertently. So, you know.
He's green. All green heroes are annoying. Changed my mind.
Today I learned that Sioma gonna go for the opening bounty hunter here. So a bit of a paradigm shift from the first few games. Saw a little bit more active as far as early aggression in the support duos from the last couple of squads, but this will be a little bit more of a vision gaining advantage. A little bit more kind of passive in the way that he gains a lead in the early game.
Empire opens up with the Witch Doctor, probably followed by something like an Earth Spirit, I would imagine. I would say Vega's aiming towards that Disruptor. That looks pretty good for them. Bounty Disruptor is just insane because you can scout their targets, you can always set up a glimpse, you will never lose vision of anyone, and you just constantly roll over your enemy. With heroes like Gyrocopter banned out, that looks like a prominent pick. But alright, no Earth Spirit, but a Night Stalker, so counting with the vision. That's a good move.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the heroes that can kind of thwart the attempts of the bounty hunter in through the mid game and just kind of limit what he's able to do. Can also kind of, in some sense, expose the weakness of the BH in the early game. BH is not a good hero as far as turning engagements, at least early on, and Night Stalker provides a whole slew of aggressive capabilities into that first and second nighttime. So bounty hunter not really great at playing reactionary Dota. He wants to play proactive Dota for the most part, and Night Stalker can certainly kind of apply the pressure where the BH cannot respond. So profit for Vega. This is
another.
Yeah, the CIS have been running this as support as well, quite a bit. And FNG's squad has been running this 4-position profit. So we'll see kind of how they choose to lane it, but that in and of itself kind of offers versatility to the pick.
Yeah, and that's another thing we see from teams like Vega quite often. That is just Nature's Prophet bounty hunter. You always, even if they're not around, the enemy team always has to assume there might be 3 heroes instead of 1 when we go on anyone.
Yeah.
You can also set up for a gang so effectively with that, especially against heroes like a Night Stalker who is not consistently on one lane. Same with the Witch Doctor, who likes to go for pulls with the cast, just farming up a little bit for himself, leaving the carry exposed on lane. He's suddenly looking at a 1 versus 3 scenario instead of like a 1 versus 1. Beastmaster banner by Vega, so they don't want to counter initiation and a good counter to the Nature's Prophet. I would assume they want to go for something like maybe like a Bad Rider offlane, something hyper aggressive they can move in. It's still tough to take up if they want to run Nature's Prophet as an offlaner and just get another roaming combination up and running, or revert to more traditional supports.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Vega opts to lane this and what that second support is, as you mentioned, if it isn't the Nature's Prophet themselves. I do fear a bit of a lack of catch for them already, kind of into the early going. But they are going to ban out the Beastmaster. Certainly one of the better heroes up against Nature's Prophet in general, and already having the Night Stalker on Empire side, the vision advantage would be perhaps insurmountable with the Beastmaster as well.
PL ban out as well.
Kind of happy for that.
For me.
Kind of happy we're not seeing another PL.
Have a Naga Siren game as a core?
Well,
I'm fine with PL over. Like,
Yeah,
I know the last game was long, but it wasn't just because of PL.
yeah, no,
Like,
agreed.
that could have ended like at minute 30. Could have.
Been watching a lot of Gorg C streams, so I've seen a hell of a lot of PL lately, and when I first saw this Night Stalker Witch Doctor opening, to some extent I was thinking PA for Vega Squadron, especially because they'll have this bounty hunter roaming around. You want kind of a effectively tanky safe laners like PA, Lone Druid, things of that nature. So
I wouldn't call PA that tanky, actually. You also get a full victim to the mischance by the Night Stalker, so it's not that good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It feels like what you want if you're Empire here, you want a support that can fend for his own. You don't want to rely on your Witch Doctor sticking around. You want somebody who can stay in the front line, probably like something around like a strength carry coming out.
Right. So, just happy to see another safe laner. We'll see what they end up going for, but just something like, Lone Druid Clinks.
Dragon Knight.
Along those lines, but Dragon Knight going to be picked up by Empire. And
look, it's the hero. Oh, they expected this. Oh, they completely just counted out that Dragon Knight, and yeah, that's something they did before as well. Now, it's not only there could be 3 heroes running around about a hero I'm about to gank. No, there could be 4, because Lifesteal can just infest them to bounty it at Nature's Prophet.
Mm-hmm.
So this feels like a game where the Witch Doctor just stays in its own base and cries.
Then again, in the lane, Maledict can be a pretty damn good spell.
There's a Terror Blade. Did they jinx it? Please don't pick Naga. Please not. Yeah, Terror Blade on one hand. Could imagine something like a Tinker coming out for Vega, just because it's so prominent. It's not banned out just yet. Might be early to go for it. However, it is pretty decent against the Dragon Knight and the Terror Blade.
Yeah.
It would force out a different mid-pick.
Lion.
A lion? That's no Lina, that's a lion.
It gets rid of one of the illusions, I suppose, with the mana drain. You get the Hex as well.
True.
So decent against the Terrorblade to some extent. I really like the Tinker call, just because you also have the Bounty Hunter and the Prophet to some extent provide vision and shove waves. So that kind of helps what Tinker tries to do, but we'll see what the ban ends up being from Nyx on Empire's side. Terrorblade in general, very nice against the Lifestealer. So I like that pick. High base armor hero, similar to the Dragon Knight, and of course Sunder doesn't really care all that much about rage. So
yeah. So it all comes down to the mid here. They're banning out the Shadow Fiend from Team Empire. They're probably looking to pick another hero up themselves on the mid lane. OD is still in the pool, not the best against the Lifestealer, but could work out against the rest of them. Maybe something. I believe Death Prophet is not banned out, so we might see Death Prophet coming out for Vega instead. So just having that amplify, it's not too bad against the Terrorblade.
Yeah.
Long range silence that lasts for a long time. It's great against the Dragon Knight with the percentage base damage.
Yeah.
Not too bad against the Witch Doctor either with the silence.
I can see a lot of things for Vega. Lina, Queen of Pain, Tinker.
I wouldn't say Lina because you already have the line. It might look really. We could have that 2 burst ultimates, but then you look at the lineup and you see like, oh well, they built 1 pipe and our team fight is over. So gonna ban out the Brute. We do something completely different. Cool. Jakiro, apparently. Lion mid
like
question mark?
Sounds like a lot of magic damage to me.
That sounds like we better not get this game over the 20-minute mark.
Yeah, they had enough time watching the 97-minute. I was kind of leaning towards this this Storm Spirit for Empire in this final slot, but
that would be greedy against Lion and Nature's Prophet.
This super early game lineup feels like it'd be a little bit too overwhelming for a pick like a Storm Spirit at this point.
I feel like a puck would serve them well.
Sure.
It's somebody who builds into Lincoln Sphere, somebody who escapes from Lifestealer and Nature's Prophet, can also lock down the Nature's Prophet. And it's a Pangolier!
Oh, beautiful. All right, we got
basically a puck.
More or less. So they're going to put
the
the Dragon Knight mid, it seems. Or maybe in the TB with FN picking it up. But Ghostic going to pick up the Pango against all this magic damage and against the Nature's Prophet. And even to some extent the Bounty Hunter, you can, of course, pop dust while you're in Rolling Thunder. Is a really nice pickup. Fairly resilient to the Lifestealer as well. You can swashbuckle away from the open wounds, and that's a lot of his aggressive potential. So Really nice to see this hero in pro play. Somebody tweet about it quick.
All right. So based on the draft, not considering your teams, who's your money on?
Okay, so it's the Jakiro is core according to the player. I like Empire. I like him. Oh. I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't.
Barely.
This Jakiro doesn't scare me.
Looking at the draft, I just feel like this Terrorblade is just gonna roll over them.
Yeah.
But they have some potential to kill them off. So if they have the right rotations before the Night Stalker hits the Aghanim Scepter, then I feel like Vega has the upper hand. But they have a very specific timing they have to hit, and they have to make this Nature's Prophet Bounty Hunter work so much early on.
Mm-hmm.
They can't give any space to the Dragon Knight in mid with the Jakiro coming out. Naturally, the mid lane should be a win for them. They have a Jakiro in their mid lane. I'm gonna say Vega takes this barely before the late game hits.
Nice, unbiased casters here. I like it.
Oh, I'm totally biased.
Well,
Go Sharks.
I'm a big Pango spammer, so I'm a dirty scumbag like that. So I got to root for him.
He also has the taunt. It's tempting.
This is going to be an interesting one. Core Jakiro. They're not going to put him towards the mid lane as DK tends to deal with that pretty well with all the regen he has. Doesn't necessarily farm a crazy amount, but isn't threatened either. So they're going to kind of dodge that.
Instead. Yeah, Leicester is just as good against them. Like, yes, you have a lot of regen, but if you're up against a liquid fire spam, it's still a lot of damage, and the attack slow comes in handy as well.
Mm-hmm.
So both heroes work. So it's just a normal, casual, safe lane Jakiro. Nothing to see here. Move along. Offlane Blizzy. I was expecting Blizzy to go on the safe lane with the Nature's Prophet, and it just go like Lion Jakiro Bounty Hunter for their offensive lane. Against a Terrorblade, that's a lot of harass damage, but they're gonna go with the Jakiro safe lane instead. Weird.
Player will get down a ward for his mid laner, and should generally be out of sentry range.
Use this swashbuckle as well, just to cut creeps, finding his way. He's gonna get scouted out by Undershock though. Hello, Ghosty.
Hits him with the dual breath. Very, very potent slow early on, but he'll have the swashbuckle available. Nice dodge as well, pseudo dodge at least, and he will taunt his way to safety.
Yeah, that's why 2 hands just outsmart the 1 Pangolier.
Precious bounty.
And going to make his way back to base, and eventually this should push in his favor, although Undershock doing a good job keeping the creep equilibrium in check. So for now, Yoku going to join up with FN in the mid lane, although the Lifestealer, not the easiest target to bring down. Slayer kind of hanging around mid, but Courier is safe for now for the Radiant side.
Ghosty keeps going for the pull. Takes a lot of damage, but he should be fine. Thankfully, tanky early on. It's all about on the Empire offlane. It's all about getting levels on Pangolier. You don't necessarily need any big amount of farm. You just need to get like level 5, level 6, especially, so you have an unending amount of swashbuckle.
You just need to.
It looked intentional.
It's just what's your TPM, taunts per minute? It's really all you need with this hero.
Taunts per minute. That's a good one.
And he will be able to drag a wave back underneath his tower, so this will give him, near the level 2. He did get 1 creep denied, so be around that. In bottom lane, they're already kind of pressuring Blizzy a bit up near the tower. Meta popped early on, and they do have a double wave here. So I'm going to put a little bit of pressure into this tower early on. Night Stalker are fairly tanky for position at this juncture in the game. Meanwhile, the wraparound from Slayer onto Miposhka, but the reflection is there, and Slayer, well, he just gets off into the fade. Miposhka angling up, and the sentry off to the west did not detect Slayer. And either way, meta will expire here, and the pressure will cease mounting. Slayer going to pick up the couple of bounty runes here because of it. BD is top. But other than that, FN doing very well mid lane, 13-3 to the 9-0 of his laning counterpart, although he did have some help early on from the Night Stalker.
Yeah, but the lifesteal ideally needs like a couple more levels. You want at 1 point in rage, you want to level out your feast as much as possible, and he's still gonna get farm. Like, yeah, he's a little bit behind, that's due to damage reduction on the breath fire, but he still should be able to seize a good amount here.
Top lane, Impale goes out, Earth Spike, whatever you want to call it, and Ghost Stick. Still going to be able to drag a wave under his tower, so doing very well for himself on the Pango early on.
Yeah, I think it all comes down to the bottom lane. Nature's Prophet is struggling a little bit, however, he has finished up the Boots of Speed. He has a level 3. So level 2 tree. Ideally you want at level 4, so you have a straight for potential ganks. And then you want to hit with your first ganking before the Night Stalker actually hits his first night. So yeah. Did you miss it? Yes.
Certainly did. Just a casual Pango death. Sure, it's fine.
Yeah, that happens.
You don't see Jakiro every day.
Off lane tank earlier.
FN a little bit low in the mid lane. DD up on Palantimos, but for now, FN with the Dragon Blood kicking in should be just fine. Bottom lane again, starting to push into this tower, but Slayer nearby, joining up with Blizzy. And they did deny that Radiant Sentry away. Putting some punishment into the TB.
Gold remains.
Yoku nearby.
It's completed on
Just
Blizzy,
what
so
the precious ordered.
First Knight is here.
Guys, they immediately settle.
Yeah.
Poshka.
Poshka in trouble. Sprouted up and will be brought down to the last right click. And a perfect timing for this kill as well. Yeah, perfect timing for the kill as nighttime just began for this Night Stalker, so that really takes away some of his potential with his other support being down.
Yeah, Slayer's only job in this game is to scout out targets for the NP. He's gonna max up the Shadow Walk, or at least put a second point in it, focus with the Shuritos, and then just look for targets so they can TP on it. With such an aggressive lineup, you can't afford to get this go late. We talked about it in the draft. You have the Jakiro farming up top. He's level 5. He's getting a phenomenal amount of farm. He has face boots up and running. He's going to go for, I believe it's a Veil coming out soon for him. Well, it should be one of his first items, just to amplify the damage against the Dragon Knight. And just got to straight up run against Taurus. So one issue that Empire has is that both Dragon Knight, Terrorblade, and Pyrolic can't deal with magic damage early on. So it would be to no surprise if you see like an early Hood of Defiance, at least on one of these heroes coming out, potentially building into a pipe.
Blizzy
might
bottom.
even be the Night Stalker going for it.
Flying over the trees is the NS. And gets the Void off, but Terrorblade won't pursue any further under the tower, and level 1 Reflection. Not the longest duration. FN pops his Dragon form mid, but it's actually up on his hill, so won't be able to get any building damage done with this. Meanwhile,
Stake.
top Slayer looking for Ghost Stick. Donata is there. He'll hop away. Swashbuckle is there, but the dual breath should kill him off. Rotation in from Yoku. Trying to get the return kill, but Liquid Fire going to render him very slow as far as attacks go. And now the TP in from Nature's Prophet. And Miposhka in trouble as well on the Witch Doctor. He's going to end up dropping. Double kill for Undershock on the Jakiro. Liquid Fire doing work against the tower as well. Yoku doing a little trading with Slayer, but he needs to also be careful. His tower is soon to drop. And Dual Breath will catch the Night Stalker. As he tries to fly over the tree, Janata will finish him off. 5-0 for Vega.
And the T1 Towers. 3k ult lead, 6 minutes in, and their strategy is working quite well. With the 5 and complete, they're probably going to go for a Shrine with the Nature's Prophet, as well as Ziyek on Lion. Nope. Tough luck for you, Ziyek. Just Blizzy taking it solo. More ganking. It should be... I have some questions about Blizzy's items here. Just some. I know that Magic Wand is a really good item, but I don't think you need 2 of them.
Alright. Value stats, man. We did it.
I mean, there's a lot of spells to be cast on Empire, but
Top lane. jumping in with the swashbuckle, but Zayac a little bit tanky, and as the first knight expires, the second death of the Night Stalker, now Ghostic in trouble as well, gonna try and get into the fog. Jukes back up to the north, looks for the TP, but the big right click with the double magic wand phase boots from Blizzy gets him another kill, and he will sell the second magic wand now as he purchases up a bracer on the way likely to what is a set of drums. Doing very well here early on, 8-0 for Vega already. 8 minutes in, kill a minute for their side.
They're gonna continue doing that, especially with Jakiri. You have to. Like, again, you can't afford to let the Terrorblade get anything in this game. Neither does the Dragon Knight. He's already doing a little bit of damage in the mid on the mid tire. But yeah, Palantum is just gonna. I'm gonna keep farming. He doesn't even care for damage at this point.
Invisibility.
Yeah, and the Terrorblade, almost in some respects, been forced out of lane at this point. They haven't been able to answer the tier 1. Takedown in the top lane, executed by the Dire, still half the HP of their tier 1. And now Slayer rotating around towards the mid lane. Miposhka trying to soak some XP. He's level 2 on this Witch Doctor. Just now hits that level 3 mark. FN really, you know, one of the few bright spots in the early game for Empire. Yoku being stalked.
But he's the tankiest target on the entire team, together with Nix. I was about to say, but he doesn't have Thunder, so not as tanky. Probably should take it up level 8, right? Like, you want the Thunder up. Yeah, there we go.
Not for you.
At the very least, hold the skill point, but he does now grab it. As you mentioned, you know, at any given moment in the game, can have you know, +2 heroes on you, and with the Lifestealer leaving mid lane, perhaps even +3. So certainly nice to have that bailout. And here it is. 4 heroes bottom lane with the Nature's Prophet TPing in. Dual Breath is there. Reflection flies out. Slayer going to try and stay under Invis, so he can't sunder, but he does end up getting it off as Slayer just shy, of finishing him off with the Shuriken. Now Earthspike will fly out, but the Dragon Knight's TP'd in. He gets the Dragon Tail off onto Zayac, and now Metamorphosis looking to jump forward. Press for more. Rolling Thunder as well coming through. Going to connect onto Blizzy. Ghostic back and towards the east. We'll get the Swashbuckle off, but Blizzy with the Phase Boots able to make it away, and a major rotation from Empire's side will at least secure the survival of the Terrorblade, but really just a lion kill for all that commitment. Now Palantimos up towards the top lane. Poshka probably dead. Goes for the TP, one more right click. Oh, the Infest. Nicely played by Palantimos as he finishes the Witch Doctor in the top lane. Now TP bottom, FN, likely to expire in the Dragon form soon. Can certainly benefit from that extra move speed on the Dragon form, but the drums are there. Slayer going to get one more hit in on the Orb of Venom. Ghostic will be nearby with the Swashbuckle. And
they managed to claim one of the kills, but the pressure will not stop from the side of Vega. They're just going to go for the next team 1. They're already setting up for 2 lanes at the same time. Yes. With Slayer running around in the jungle on the Invis Painter, and they should have no problem doing so.
Soaking up some experience as FN continues to farm, and we'll give a little bit of information to his team. Zayac has the Finger of Death, and now Rolling Thunder going to be popped. Looking for him over the staircase. Nicely played by Ghostic. He should get a second touch in here, and he does. And with the Swashbuckle, they should get the kill on Lion. Breathe Fire will do the deed, as FN picks up the kill there. And Ghostic, very apparently so, having some fun on the Pango.
But they traded out the line for another tower at the bottom lane, and now they've got a pressure T2 as well. There's a fortification already running out. They have a catapult running for them. They have a lot of treants coming up off cooldown as well. With the max liquid fire, they should be able to play off this pretty easily.
Ghostic wisely kind of scanned this area and saw that the bounty hunter was on him, so hanging out safely in the back lines will concede the tier 2 bottom. Meanwhile, mid lane, nice dodge on the Dragon Tail from FN. For Palantimos.
But look at bottom. They aren't even stopping. Like, there's only 2 heroes, but we're just gonna casually pressure the T3.
Hey man, after 97-minute game, I don't mind at all.
Yeah, it's 16 minutes, nothing more. Thank you. We're gonna
Second nighttime here for Yoku. And
Yeah, they have to get something on the board now. They have to find a pick off until later push. Be it trading out Zayak on the lion, finding him. He is level 6, Nightstalker only on level 5. Or just utilize the dragon form, the next one that was coming up, and just take a turn. There's a Shadowblade finished up for the DK, so they have that going for them.
Slayer gonna soak his level 6 here alongside Blizzy. And they'll have that all-important track available to them.
They're setting up for the next T2 already, and with max liquid fire, you have an endless amount of pushing power.
It's like
Profit GP.
It's like Meteor Hammer before Meteor Hammer.
Yeah, it's like a discount Meteor Hammer, just better.
Slayer.
What do we do if they actually go for Meteor Hammers now? We're screwed then.
Yeah, it's not that uncommon on the Nature's Prophet, but he's looking for an Orchid at this point on top of the drones. Really nice to have up against a Pango who in general is just not going to be able to accrue the type of farm. Go for something like a Lotus. Dust is going to find Slayer. And shield crashes there. Nice ice pass onto 2 though. With the Finger of Death, they'll be able to eliminate the Pango instantly. Track kill 1. Track kill 2 going to be coming soon, it seems, as Yoku ticks down. And Slayer serving as bait is going to be able to secure his team a couple of kills. Undershock though, a little bit far forward. Catches the Maledict, gets the Yules off defensively. But could still be in trouble. They don't really get enough support inbound, however, with Nyx opting not to TP in. And Jakiro would have been a very valuable kill for them, sitting on level 11 and highest net worth in the game, but he is able to scurry away.
Yeah, that's overall still a win for them. They managed to do some damage on the tower. They got 2 track kills off of this, and they forced the dragon form, most importantly. Oh, Yuki finds Lily.
Could be a nice kill for them to net 2. He's going to go for the TP out, but the Dragon Tail is there. Ice Path will not save the Nature's Prophet. Ghostic thinking about queuing up the Rolling Thunder, as they did have vision up the hill, but would have been a little bit too far away for his teammates to pursue alongside him.
One big downside of the Vega strat right now is that the Terrorblade is absolutely uncontested. Yeah. So he found a way very well. He's on the same spot as the Jakira and the Lifestealer. He has his Mentor coming up to him. I believe it's on it. Right? Not on the Courier. No, it's just a Yasha, but he's working for the BKB now, and then he's gonna go into the Mentor. I think once he has that BKB coming off and he doesn't get harassed by the Lion, they should not have enough damage to actually battle out against him on the Terrorblade. So he's looking at a pretty comfortable game if they manage to hold so far. And while there's two towers on the bottom lane done for, yeah, the bottom one took a little bit of damage as well. They still lack the amount. They still lack a little bit of pushing from Vega. So they're gonna fix that with the pushing.
Acropire going to be thrown out mid, help to kind of clear up this creep wave and facilitate the push in towards the tier 1. It'll be the last tier 1 on the board for the Radiant side. Going to be taken out here. And Undershock able to secure the last boot. Again, though, Terrorblade unchecked, as you touched upon, and will be fight ready shortly. It's going to be a lot of, having a core Jakiro, it's going to be a lot of your damage kind of negated once this BKB is up. Slayer, though. Yeah. Infest.
Just finish up the Radiance as well. 16-minute Radiance time on Pelantimos.
More than acceptable for this mid lane Lycer. And now Nyx in trouble. Does have a Sunder, but has nobody nearby. Finger of Death will ensure that he's ripped apart. And that's 45 seconds on the sideline.
Yeah, that's that's 1 track kill. That's 2 kills in total. With Treants and Liquid Fire, you're gonna lose another T2 if you're unlucky here. And this is working out really well. They only have to Pangaloo to deep push, and he doesn't. Well, he has 2 javelins. He can't kill all the creeps because it has a limit. It has a little bit of a cooldown as well, and Liquid Fire effectively takes out the tower in terms of defending. Another tower falls. 8k gold lead now.
Yeah, 3 towers ahead of their counterparts are the Vegas side, with 5 already eliminated. Just 1 outer tier tower remaining for Empire, and the map beginning to close in. Look at the litany of dire wards here over on the Radiant side. Sentries as well to help facilitate the push in lanes. And Empire playing relatively scared overall. FN did go for this Shadow Blade, however. Perhaps that gives them the opening to one of these future skirmishes. But for now, rather enclosed into their side of the map. Sentry conveniently placed down right near Slayer. And Ghostic, kind of an awkward spot to Rolling Thunder, but will be able to kill off the bounty as, if nothing else, Maledict will finish him off. And Poshka's Death Ward will do the deed. And 4th kill of the game for Empire. Still, Vega with a very sizable lead.
For the event.
And Undershock actually looking for an Aeon Disc at this point. Has the Blink Yules now, so can serve not only as the siege engine, but also as the initiator for his crew.
Yeah, I must say, I really like the item on the Pangoli as well on Ghostic. He's just maxing out the javelins. He has 3 already. Not sure if he wants to pick up a 4th. Probably it's going to be a basher or something defensive. Also getting nice spotlight on the board here, getting hit by Nature's Prophet ultimate. Just going for as much wave clear as possible. That's his only job. He needs to kill the creep waves so they don't take as much damage on their tires. They know this game is over once the Terrorblade reaches critical mass. Oh,
Yoku, bottom. He's going to be aggressed on. Orchid is going to be there. And they do hit the Ice Path from range, excuse me. And he will die off to the Soul Burn. As Blizzy nearby with that freshly picked up Orchid. This bottom lane going to be a constant nagging issue for the Radiant as both tier 2s eliminated and even the tier 3 sitting around 50% HP. Jump forward, mid lane with the Infest Bomb onto the Terrorblade. Orchid is there. Finger of Death ensures that the Terrorblade will be taken out.
Gotta look better positioned. They have 2 lanes pushing in as well, so they're gonna go for this already weak T3 tire at the bottom lane. Pangoli is in no position. He is TPing in. But gonna take so much damage. Fresh 3 ends up and running as well.
Glyph gonna be popped FN into the dragon form.
Just defensive, yeah. Just forcing out the defensive dragon form. That's enough of Vega. They're gonna back off. They're gonna take entire control of the Empire jungle. They're gonna deny any farm from Terrorblade once he comes up again and delay their win condition by like 2-3 minutes.
And the gold lead is just continuing to widen here. With all these early towers, you have items like this Blink Dagger on the Lion, which is able to net you a kill on the Terrorblade. You know, sub 20-minute Lion Blink Daggers from all that tower gold. And like you said, the run of the map really is available for Vega, and for that reason, they will make their way into Roche. With the Liquid Fire, it will be, you know, a very minimal risk attempt for them. And Slayer going to hang around, provide some information for his squad. Drums are going to be popped. Ghostic jumps forward with the Swashbuckle. Going to get hexed up, though. Ice Path is there as well. Shuriken. Zayak, just enough mana for the Earth Spike, and they chain their CCs beautifully to finish off the Pango.
5 heroes. No, 10k gold lead. That's the thing. You have a Bounty Hunter, you never fall behind off of any pickoff. You're not going to lose your lead once you establish it. Now with the Roshan, they are more than well equipped to just go for the high ground. There's a Radiance as well as a Soda Crest on Pelantimos on the Lifestealer, so he can just run up and hit the buildings together with the Jakiro. He doesn't fall victim to any ganks due to Aeon Disc. Almost get the jump top. If I is really happy you get out of that one.
Now Force Staff soon to be picked up by Slayer as well. Make him further survivable against, you know, you've got these skills like Meta, Dragon Form, and Rolling Thunder, and if you can simply kite them out, the team fight power for Empire dwindles significantly. So just a couple of mobility tools for Vega's side. Already got Blink Yules on and Aeon Disc on the Jakiro. Now the Force Staff on the Bounty Hunter, the Blink Dagger on the Lion. So very mobile overall.
As well. Yeah, just getting more mobility when you have the Bounty Hunter. There's a smoke again coming in on Blizzy. He has to be careful. He's gonna die just before the Shadow Blade, I think.
Yeah, they'll fly in and find him with the Void. Rolling Thunder will connect onto him at least once and be taken out. Vega, though, wouldn't be too surprised to see them fight this. Zayat's blinking forward, looking for someone. Finds Miposhka. And with the Lifestealer, they'll take him out easily. Dodge onto the Dragon Tail from FN. He will use the Blink Dagger. But Palantimos simply, as we mentioned a moment ago, will just run away from this. Slayer does the same on the west side. Uses the Force Staff. And that'll be meta and
might
DK
claim
for him.
T1, but they won't even get to T1. They just have to back off. No BKB. Dragonform is about to run out as well. Only like 10 seconds remaining. And Undershock is just going for more here. Dragon fight.
Ice Path will connect onto FN. He actually did, because it was nighttime, did not see the Terrorblade. Probably could have Yuled him up as well. Dragon Tail will be there, but the open wounds is going to find FN. Radiance burning him down. Nicely placed Sprout is going to find him, and the Sentry gets there in time. And they will get the DK down for 55 seconds. It's a buyback from Blizzy, but, you know, as is...
He bought back, but it was still worth because of the track kill. Like, he did not lose any golden out.
And they can queue up this push now with the DK on the sidelines.
Yeah. It's all on Pango now. Ghost, they gotta clear the wave. You gotta get lucky on the Javelin procs. Otherwise they're gonna lose in 2-3 times.
Oh, and they won't even allow him to do that. Jump forward with the Infest Bomb right onto the Pango, understanding exactly what you were alluding to there. And backdoor protection gonna be eliminated because of that. Rolling Thunder queued up now. This is a good spot for Pango to be fighting, but he doesn't connect on anyone. Slayer gonna get under the cover of Invis. He catches the 2 supports, but that'll be all she wrote for that Rolling Thunder. Death Ward is gonna expire here from Poshka. Now Blink Forward, Hex and Yules kind of overlap there, but they're still able to get the Night Stalker as he drops down into the ice. And Undershock finishing off the melee racks ranged will melt quickly as well to the Liquid Fire. And 24 minutes in, we have a lane of racks in the favor of the Sharks.
An entire lane. That is 14k net worth lead. It's still a little bit late, I would say. I think they wanted to do this like 5 minutes earlier. But it's still looking pretty good for them. I just want to see Meteor Hammers at this point. I want to find these. Actually, they don't want to find him.
Of course, they're going to TP in, but still, as we mentioned, the mobility, as far as itemization goes, of Vega going to allow them to extract themselves. I mean, and there's no reason for them to stick around and fight there. It's only, you know, a potential window for Empire to get back into this game, whereas they have a very firm grasp on it as it stands.
Lotus Orb next up on Undershock as well, so they have one counter to the Sunder already. Anyone else queued it up? More than I can spot out. So they have a Falstaff as well. They have a Yasha finished up on Latimos. He's going for the Essen by next. So more stats, more power. He just needs to stay in the front line. He has to enable the Kiro to just keep hitting Liquid Fire on the towers.
Level 17 on this Jakiro, highest in the game. Undershock.
Yeah, he's also godlike, so...
Undershock certainly making it look like a good pick. Gem picked up by Slayer as well.
As good as that.
So the map will shrink ever the more quickly now with this gem up on the BH.
Yeah, that should be the second shrine falling down as well as the T2 soon. I don't think that Empire is in a position where they can actively defend his T2 yet. Not with Slayer already lingering behind the tower. 3 mana regen. Didn't even need it. 17k lead now with all the objectives down. There's really only the high ground left to take.
Each creep survives. One lone melee creep gonna allow them to begin to whittle away at this tower. Undershock gonna cause some harass and will miss the second Liquid Fire attempt here. FN gonna jump out.
Because who doesn't like uphill misses? The most enjoyable mechanic in the game.
Honestly.
We all love it, right? It's so fun.
The suspense. All about the suspense. Blizzy does have that Shadow Blade working on a Nullifier at this point, but again, Vega in no major rush to end this. They will find the Bounty Hunter under the cover of their sentry and take him out, but seems to just delay the inevitable here.
Yeah, I mean, losing the Bounty Hunter, that happens from time to time. You want to establish vision and just try to find pick-offs, especially when you have a Nature's Prophet on team. So, from time to time, you can just run into enemies and die. It's just how it goes. They still have a big lead in this game, and I feel like with Nature's Prophet, they should be able to lock this game down if they don't make any big mistakes. They also have a Lifestealer who's really good early on against both the Dragon and Terror Blade. He falls a little bit short later on. Terror just walks over him, and looking at it, Terror Blade has a good amount of items up as well. He already has the MKB, so he can't miss anymore. He's now straight for the sky. He's been skipping the Manta style. Realizing against the Lion, my leads are not as good. It might fight Nyx here.
Jump forward, Hex once again with the track. He's likely to fall, and TP not even needed from Blizzy, but does end up sealing the deal. Had the Orchid just in case. Palantimo's the one to pick up the kill, and the largest concentration of net worth on the Empire side going to be taken off the playing field. Yoku going to be scouted under a sentry. Slayer jump forward though from Zayas, and they will get the Finger of Death off onto the NS, and a couple right clicks will finish him. Meanwhile, mid lane, Palantimos, Undershock, and Blizzy, the tri-core of Vega, going to work on this tier 3. And force the Night Stalker buyback.
That's not going to stop them. There's still 20 seconds on the Terror Blade, so they're just going to take some chunks out of the meteorites as well.
Rolling Thunder going to be queued up. Perhaps the last ditch effort for Empire here. One big right click with the claws from Palantimos into the Pango, but that'll be all she wrote. They'll disengage. Wait for the next creep wave at least.
Yeah. I think they want to disengage. They want to, again, take away farm from the Terror Blade on both sides of the jungle. And then give him anything he can rely on. And then just wait until Empire comes out of the base, overextends again, and then just snipe off somebody with Bounty Hunter actively looking for the targets, establishing vision, and then they go high ground again. And that's pretty much all they want. Also, next ration will be spawning in 2 minutes. Might be an objective they want to look forward as well. If you're in Empire's position, what is there? What can you do? You can only farm up your Terror Blade. You can try to make space with the DK, but against such a lineup that is so mobile,
and a gem.
Was that under the ward, the smoke? Not sure. I think it was barely out of vision.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Palantimos would be a great target, but he's dodging so well.
And Slayer looking to wrap with Undershock as well. They've infested up the Lion once again. Ice Path will connect onto Ghostic. They are going to run into 5 here. FN pops up the BKB. Meta pop by the Terror Blade. Jump forward though. Hex finds him with the Finger of Death. Terror Blade is instantly eliminated. FN pretty much out in no man's land. They're just going to force away from the Miposhka Death Ward. And on the north side, Sprout going to finish off the Night Stalker. FN is going to be able to make it base under the cover of his Shadow Blade, but that's 3 heroes dead on the sidelines now.
Undershock?
And on this, going to keep him safe for now. Ice Path will be there onto FN. He could be in trouble as well as Palantimos rotates in. And Empire simply going to tap out of this one as perhaps out-strategized, but the lane's going really well for Vega overall, and really just no advantage gained anywhere for Empire. And all that early gold from the tracks and the towers, allowing these supports to get the items they needed, and overrunning Empire here in this game 1. 30-minute victory.
I feel like that wasn't a complete outdraft by Vega. They just... Nobody expects the last picture hero. Come on. Nobody.
Yeah, and they
and
definitely
put it extremely well.
They definitely put it to use in that one, despite the Terror Blade getting kind of all the farm they needed. They had good, very good positioning and good recognition with their pushes as well. You mentioned bottom lane, how Pango was kind of the only bailout for Empire, and they instantly blink in and blow him up, and that facilitates a push thereafter. So 16-minute first lane of racks certainly will bode well for you going forward in Vega. 27-6, 30 minutes. They take this game 1. It's a nice, refreshing, quick victory after a 97-minute game previously, but they'll be up 1-0. It is a best of 3, guys. Empire going to look to regroup and come back prepared for this game 2. Vega up 1-0. We'll be back shortly with game 2.